Hi everyone. Feature highlight for November. Look at this Miranda Lambert. Isn't she beautiful? So apparently I have a lot of pink flowers in the garden, but pink roses seems to be my favorite. This is a Miranda Lambert, and this one is from a cutting. I purchased Miranda Lambert, and then from then on I propagated by cutting, and they root very easily. Not all roses root easily, but the Miranda Lambert does. And you can see here, I have several of them in my garden, but this one seems to be the one that is showcasing itself for November. This is November 8th, I believe, and we're still in our 70s and 60s at nighttime. I garden in zone 8A now. Excuse me. And the rose bush is doing great along with the grass and everything else. But I thought I would showcase this beautiful rose just because it's gonna rain, and I think comes the rain, the head, it's gonna flop over because it's so heavy. But the Miranda Lambert has the most rose petals I've seen on a single rose. Like if you look at this rose, look at how many petals are in it, and it's really wound up tightly. Look at this one. This one doesn't have as many rose petal. You can see these are the rose petals here that I'm talking about. It's not as tightly wound on this one. This one doesn't seem to have as many. And then this one has a little bit more. But you can see this one and its sister over here has a whole bunch. And they're so pretty. Now the roses do best in springtime and fall time because they don't like that extreme heat and humidity, and that's what I garden in, is heat and humidity in the summertime. So kudos to Miranda Lambert Rose. She's doing great in the garden. And if you have any knockout roses, which I do, you can see right over here, this is a knockout rose. I have several others that are doing great in the garden. But again, the Miranda Lambert seems to take the case. I do have Julia Child over here, and she's doing great over here. No complaints. She's sending out blooms after blooms. When she comes out in bloom, she's got this yellow, beautiful yellow looking. And as she opens up, you can see here, she continues to be this beautiful, like, yellow. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. I can't seem to clear it. But she gets to be this yellow, and then as she ages, she kind of gets a little bit lighter. Look on here. This is a Floribunda. She gets a little bit lighter, and as she keeps aging, she gets lighter and lighter until she drops her petal. So she's almost turns white. But look at how yellow she is. Look at those bees. They want a little piece of Julia Child too. So she's been giving me lots of bloom. Look at this, still beautiful rosebuds coming out. And we are almost mid-November, so we haven't had the frost that would have killed all the buds yet, which I'm grateful for. So I'm still enjoying the flowers. The garden is looking a little bit weary and tired. I would normally come in and deadhead, but we are approaching winter, so I'm going to let everything rest. The roses I was deadheading up until about 2 weeks ago, like this one here. So you can see when you deadhead, it pushes new growth. And since we're approaching fall, I'm pretty sure within 2 weeks I'm going to get another hard frost coming in. So I don't want to deadhead them, let it rest, and then let it go dormant for the winter. So this is Julia Child. One rose I am disappointed in, which I'm not sure if I could say I'm disappointed. I am, because I haven't seen any blooms. But I think first year you put in the ground, it's gonna sleep. Of course, you know, that's what they say. First year you plant something, they sleep. Second year they creep. Third year they hopefully leap, as long as they don't die. And that would be my Eden climbing rose. This is the Eden climbing rose. I did make the mistake of not weaving the main branches, and instead I just kind of let it climb up straight. When you do that, and it's okay to do that, but you don't get as many branching, like these little buds. You don't get as many of these buds that come to bloom as you would if you were to weave it back and forth. When you weave it back and forth, I'm going to show you like this one. See how this one down below, I'm going to remove this one really quickly so I can show you this one. Okay. So this one here, the one that's in the back, this one here, see how I kind of weaved it? If you can follow it, I weaved it back and forth. So this one I weaved. And wherever you weave it, if you can see all of these new growth from these buds. There's one here, 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 here. Another one here. And then here. So literally at every node, it sends out a shoot. And from those shoots, that's where the flower that's going to grow. So don't make the mistake that I did and just let your leading branch just go straight up. Because when you do, look, it doesn't really have as many of those nodes that are blooming. But if you bop and weave them, like I did on this one, look, you can see this one, how it's weaved, and at every intersection where the nodes is, it's pushing out new buds. And these are the buds where the roses are going to grow. So you have your leading and then the lateral growth, which are these ones. This is the ones that's going to push out the flower. So see how I weaved it? And you can see even over here, it's got a node here, a node here. So yeah, a little beginner's mistake, and that's okay too, because they will grow if you just train it straight up. But you just won't get as many flower. It may not be as prolific, but it will still bloom. So you can see the difference between this one that's being weaved, that has a whole bunch of growth, as opposed to the ladder stalk, like the leading stalk that you just train straight up. See how there's barely anything on this one that I've trained straight up? Excuse me. So another example would be this one here. This is the second one where I bop and weave. I'm going to go out a little bit so you can see. See how I weaved it from here, then weaved it back over here? So when you do that, look, here's a node here. A node here, 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 here. And then there's one here. More nodes trying to push out. Got nodes here and here. Whereas the leading trunk of this one, see, has one here that it pushed out. And then skip about 12 inches, you may get another one, which I haven't seen another one in a while on that one until it went straight up. So that's the one I just literally trained it just to go straight up and then over. But I think once you get to the top, it'll have a couple of nodes that sends out. But yes, so the method of bobbing and weaving is probably best if you want to get the most flower out of your Eden. I can't wait to see what this will look like and what it will do in the springtime. Really looking forward to it. But again, my first year growing Eden, I may need to get a couple more, because you can see this one, I've trained it on this side, but I don't think it's going to reach the other side. And I need to put some on the other side over here over. So this is pretty exciting to see all these new growth, but we are approaching winter, so I'm not sure what it'll do. I might just let it be, and then in the springtime come back, and that's when I'll trim it back pretty hard. I'll trim it back, and then from here it'll send out new nodes, and then hopefully it will flower. So Eden, I only had 2 flower this year from it, and I think I did an earlier video where I showed this Eden climber. This Eden is supposed to be the pink one, with the, like, It's supposed to be the pink one here with a little bit of the white on the outer part. But the two flowers that bloomed for me this early spring was all white. So hopefully I didn't get the all white one. So apparently there's an all white variety and then there's this pink one. I'm hoping for this pink one, which is what I purchased. So if it's not, I might take it back to the nursery. Well, actually I can't take it back to the nursery unless I cut it all the way down. But I definitely would need to tell them, and hopefully they'll have the one that I really want in the store that I can get. But I'm looking to get another one maybe, and then putting it on the opposite side over here. So that is it for my garden today, showing highlights of the roses. Miranda Lambert being the showcase for November, Julia Child, and then this is the Eden Climbing Rose. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.